We welcome you to Primetime Racing from the Homestead-Miami Speedway for R11 of this NASCAR racing FedEx National Series season, where Jacob Clarino leads a championship with only 1 point separates the top 3. To narrate this never-ending drama of this championship alongside myself, Rich Chiri, is Cameron Chandler. So Cameron, what is the biggest challenge at Homestead-Miami?
Absolutely, Chiri. We are at one of the most multiple racetracks. You can run the very bottom, the very middle, even all the way up against the very outside wall. And you'll see every single one of these drivers, they will be searching this racetrack for any sort of grip they can get. We are currently in certain conditions. This qualifying, we will see these guys slipping and sliding around. We are on a hot racetrack, but as the race progresses, the sun will go down and these guys will be gaining more grip. Right now, we see Richard Cheery. He's in the commentary box, but he is P1 on the board. Kristen Herklotz is in second, and Knox Thompson rounds out your fast 3 so far.
Indeed, Cameron. We have you see all these guys just running the very well, which is a characteristic of this racetrack. But in this simulator, however, in the short run, it's not going to be as effective. The bottom is going to be the place to go. But as the stint goes throughout the laps, it's going to transition towards the top. We're going to see a lot of comers and goers too, because this racetrack, along with Darlington, is one of the most aggressive on the schedule. So the guys that set their tires are going to be moving forward in the long run, whereas the guys that burn their stuff on the short run are going to pay the price. As we see now, the championship standings, Jacob Clarino leads the points. We have 169 points, and Christian Herklotz and Knox Thompson in a tie with 168. Then we have Cole Clausen in 4th place. Carl Wilson, the reigning champion of this series, who won the championship at this racetrack, is in 5th. Myself in 6th place, but I'm not going to be racing, so I'm going to get past. And to complete the top 7 in the standings, Ethan McMillan, who has held the points lead for a long time in this season, but he has just fallen off throughout these races.
He's had a series of events, Dover, Mexico City. Both races he had potential to do well in, but he just got cleaned out within the first 5 laps. He will be going into tonight looking for redemption. Now we look at the 22 high true machine of Cole Wilson. He is on the exact opposite run as Ethan McMillan. He had a very rough start to the season. He decided to alt F4 out of Rockingham, hit the pit barrels at Dover, but a win in Charlotte and a runner-up at Mexico. He is a hot driver on the move, but going into one of his worst racetracks in Homestead, he's got to find some speed.
Yeah, he has declared that this racetrack is one of his worst. He's winning the championship here last season. However, let's see what he can do for tonight. This track brings him some good memories. So let's see if he can get his 2nd win of the season and advance advancing the point standings. Not like that though, hitting the wall, as we see the 60 car in the middle of the racetrack and flying. That would be Nolan Crane. That's 3.5 minutes to go in this practice session. A lot of the guys running the wall, they want to be prepared to be very close, because you can also hit it and lose a lot of momentum and lose a couple places during the race too. So you want to be up high, but you don't want to be hitting the wall, as we see now our points leader, Jacob Clarino, in the 33 Monster Energy machine.
Jacob Clarino, he's been having a great season so far. He picked up his first career win at Rockingham. He's currently P7, actually P6 on the board if you don't count Richard Cheery. Another driver looking for a strong run. He feels pretty confident going into today, and if he can keep it out of the fence, he might have a shot.
Indeed, he won at Rockingham this season, his first career win in the Grand National Series. Homestead, being another high degradation racetrack, might bring him some success as well.
And this is one of the few races this season we do not see a bunch of cup drivers in it. Actually, I'm not sure. I think our only cup driver might be Aiden Halls. So this is going to be a true test to see who truly is the fastest Grand National Series driver. I believe the first true test for all these guys this season.
Yeah, the Grand National Series being a development series, you see a lot of the cup guys running these races either for fun or just wanting to kick some butts in these races.
TJ Erdman, one of those Cup guys, but he actually announced earlier this week he's dropping back down to Xfinity. I believe starting this week, he's filling in for Richard Cheery in that 8 car this week, but next week you'll see him back in the Grand National Series in the 94 Chevrolet for Clear High Racing.
Indeed, that 8 car has got a lot of decent drivers behind the wheel and good drivers as well. You got myself mainly driving this race car, then you got Bryce Benton driving the 8 car for at Sonoma. Unfortunately, he blew an engine with just a few laps to go. And then you got Kevin Chandler driving this car for Dover, where he finished in 2nd place, and also at Charlotte, where he also finished in 2nd place.
Yeah, that car has had some speed all season long, just been involved in quite a few unfortunate incidents with Cheery and Bryce Benton, and as he just rammed into Christian Herklotz. But yeah, that 8 car, it's been out here for one purpose, to win some races, and it cannot do so far. Going into Homestead, though, we'll see what Christian Herklotz has for it.
Indeed, Cameron, as I'm trying to look at some of the guys that are going to be racing, and I see Michael Gregory, who put up a good fight for the championship 4 spot last season. Now, no playoff format this season, so only full season points format. But how about Michael Gregory? He's always a guy that is really consistent. Just seems to be lacking the luck to execute properly.
Absolutely. There's been several races where Michael Gregory was in perfect position to win the race, and then the most unbelievable circumstances take him out of it. Go look back at Auto Club, the Cup race for Auto Club this season. He would have won the race on pit strategy if it wasn't for, I believe, Eli Tomlin having an issue, bringing out a green-white checkered, and I believe he got cleaned out on the very next restart. I mean, you can just look at it pretty much any race. Michael Gregory is always a threat to win the race until something happens to him. And he's going to go into this race, once again, a favorite, but he's got to watch out for that luck.
Yep, he even flipped at Talladega last season, so that speaks volumes about his misfortunes. All right, let's go for qualifying. 5 minutes, I should say. 2 laps of intense qualifying here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway in Homestead, Florida, where some characteristics of this racetrack: 20 degrees of banking at the top, 18 at the bottom. This was the first racetrack, actually, to implement their progressive banking that has given some exciting racing. This racetrack was built in 1995 to cover the massive damages from Hurricane Andrew, which hit the city of Homestead in 1992, and hosted its first Cup Series race in 1999. It used to be a flat track, then it became what it is today. So we see one of the top 3 guys in the standings, Christian Herklotz. He's going to qualify right now in that number 00 Chevy as he goes into turn 1 and 2. We see the 88 just stopping in the middle of the racetrack. This qualifying session is going to change drastically because it's all the same guys running at the same time. Just each one for their own. It's not group qualifying by any means. That's, as we see Eden's light some spin in back straightaway. He's going to have to reset and do one shot only. As Davian Taubin comes out of turn 4, Davian Taubin is really, really good at this type of racetrack. I ran a B-Fix race with him the other day as Christian Herklotz goes to the top of the standings. And he finished 2nd. He caught 2nd place on the last lap and passed him. So let's see what he can do. The 65 driver, the 65 car, can do for this race. Ronan Suarez now is in P2.
We'll say one thing about this: Christian Herklotz's lap time, as Carlos Ortiz goes top of the board. Speaking of Ortiz, that's the fastest lap counting practice. So lap times are picking up. It's a 33.3.
And that's a thing you'll see all night long with the sun going down.
Yeah, you might want to wait for the sun to go even lower to have the coolest temps possible and have a faster time, as Carlos Ortiz is at the top of the standings. We're going to comment on him more after this qualifying session is over, as we see CJ Ehrman in the 8 Monster Energy machine. Now we see Michael Gregory going to 6th place. Why on the 12th place? Eden Halls, perhaps the only Cup regular in this field, P11 in the 78 Monster Energy machine. We see now Carl Clausen coming into turns 3 and 4. Carl Clausen, who achieved his first Grand National Series win at Phoenix this season in a perhaps controversial finish. He got the job done and also got his first Cup Series win this season as he goes, I believe, he goes, I cannot see him on the sticker. Yep, P6 for Carl Clausen. Good effort by the 71 Ford. Now we see Carl
he's
Wilson
running the middle lane. It's very multi-UFC. Gets Ortiz run the bottom, get the fast lap. Cole Clausen gets 6 run the middle lane. Now going to the bottom of 3 and 4. So you can run multiple lanes here and put down a really fast lap in qualifying.
And you saw it there, Cole Wilson. He was on his second lap, hit the wall. He's going to reset and try again. One attempt for a qualifying lap for Cole Wilson. No warm-up lap either.
Yep, and with this race car, the Grand National car, it might actually be worse because cold tires here seem to want to kill you. However, with this racetrack, it might be one of those that you want to do the first lap properly because with the tire being so high, the second lap is just going to be worse with the tires being worn. As there are 56 seconds left, his qualifying session. Some of the drivers that haven't qualified is Knox Thompson, for example. In that 48, he's, I believe, third in the points, as we mentioned before. He's going to need a good qualifying effort, and it seems he's not going to get it. So he's going to start from the back, and he will have to move forward.
He actually pulled off the track. He's going to attempt to reset. I don't think he has the time for that.
No, by the time he gets to the finish line, he'll be out of time.
Yep, in iRacing, in ovals, it's not like in the road courses where if you cross the start-finish line before the timer is to 0, you are allowed to complete your lap. In ovals, it's not the case. In ovals, it's just as soon as it goes to 0, you cannot qualify. As Carl Wilson crosses the start-finish line, let's see where that puts him. P4 for Carl Wilson. And how about that? Carlos Ortiz, hometown driver, wins the pole for the Grand National race at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. As we see an overshot from at this racetrack, Carlos Ortiz getting, I'm not aware of how many poles he has won in the Grand National Series, but for him to win the pole at his hometown, he actually lives 15 minutes away from me. It's kind of crazy, but he has visited this racetrack multiple times. Really special race for him. He's really excited, and he has improved a lot throughout the last year. So let's see where that improvement can put him at the end of the race. As we see now an overshot from the pace course rear bumper.
Okay, I just heard from Knox Thompson. He's suffering issues with his brake pedal. At the end of practice, he had an issue with it. It broke on him. He's got it repaired, but he has 0 brake pressure.
Well, that's gonna be costly for him if he cannot get it fixed. He's gonna lose a ton of points. As we are in round 11, halfway through the season, it might not be. It's gonna be enough time, but it's gonna cost him a lot of points. So we see the grid now for this race. We're gonna go down through the grid for the Homestead-Miami race. Carlos Ortiz wins the pole at his home racetrack. David Taub in second place. Christian Hercrox in third place. Carl Wilson in 5th place in the points. He's in P4 in the grid. P5 for C. German. P6. Ronan Suarez coming back from suspension. P7 for Keegan Shelton. P8 for Carl Clausen. P9 for Jacob Carino. P10 for the return of Michael Gregory. P11 for Nolan Crane. P12 for Clover Shepard. P13 for Rajon Koch. P14 for Daniel Silla. P15 for Ethan McMillan. P16 for Ryan Kilbashian. Been involved in the controversy at Dover with Cameron, with him affecting Cameron's race. P17 Chase I'm sorry for the pronunciation. Motzewolski. I apologize. Sean Holquist, P18. Downey, P19. Eddie Slightson, P20. Aiden Holt, P21. Wyatt Youngblood, P22. And Saint Ramon, P23. Completing the list of drivers that have qualified Then for the guys that did not qualify, Knox Thompson P24, P25 for Landon Johnson, and P26 for William Franklin. So if our broadcaster could bring up the weather, beautiful sunshine day at the Homestead-Miami Speedway, where we are gonna see the sun get down and eventually just go full into the night, where we might see these drivers push the cars more and more because lower temps, less hardware, more grip, 88 degrees, specifically for the temperature, and the wind pushing to the east, northeast now 2 miles an hour. Pit road speed limit is 50 miles an hour. We saw Kyle Larson in the real life race in 2023 hit the pit barrel, so none of these drivers want to repeat, none of these drivers want to have the same fate, Cameron.
Yeah, definitely. Thankfully for these guys, Pace and Lindsay is not in the field. Cole Wilson is though, so we might see Cole Wilson pull it.
Yep, indeed. We see these drivers do the pit road check, wanting to check their pit boxes, orientate themselves to see where they are located. You don't want to miss them, especially under a caution flag, because that costs you a lot of track position, and it might be costly for two reasons. One, you have to get up to the field, and second reason, which goes in line with reason number one, you might be involved in a wreck that you would not be involved if you had the track position. So Carlos Ortiz goes to the bottom. Devin Taubin goes to the top of the racetrack as we are getting ready to go here from Miami. Well, pace car is gonna pull a hard left into the pit. He's gonna get out of the way because these drivers are gonna have 110 laps at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Green flag, we are racing at Homestead.
Oh, there goes somebody.
Oh.
The inside hits the wall.
Nick,
A caution for that?
in his right top in the 42. Really unfortunate result for Aiden as he pulls to a garage and sees an early end to his day. Let's see what happened. So he comes out of turn 2, hits the wall, kind of similar to what happened to him at Rockingham. Hits the wall with a hood, and that just causes engine damage. It's gonna tell him too much damage, we're done, and indeed he's done.
Yeah, I believe he had some contact with Youngblood. We're not really going to see much from this view. There we go. You see it a little bit. Hit the wall, contact from Youngblood, sent him around. 2 weeks in a row for Slatum. He's got involved in an incident at Mexico early on. Actually, before the race even started, he hit the tire barriers, and now he's out on lap 1 here at Homestead.
Yeah, very unfortunate. You don't want to see any driver, and even ourselves, retiring on lap 1 is really infuriating, because you haven't gotten the chance to show what your car and the driver himself or herself is capable to do. As it calls my attention, Carl Wilson, he gained 2 spots despite that short span of green flag racing.
Yeah, Carlos Ortiz, I believe, or someone on the inside, had an awful initial start, checked up everyone. Cole Wilson took a middle 3, and now he's sitting second already.
Yep, and you want to see that
I know why we had that restart pop, because someone decides to stay out. And iRacing is, if you stay out, it declares you the leader. So the restart got moved up to the start and finish line.
Okay. Man, those guys on the outside lane gained a lot of spots. That's really noticeable how terrible the inside lane really was, as we see David Taubin for some reason on the apron of the racetrack. Now he's gonna speed up and gain his spots. Really weird situation for the 65 driver. As We're under caution number 1 here at Homestead, Florida.
So I don't know if you guys mentioned this, but we can make it on 1 pit stop. We can make it a little further than halfway.
Yep, and then that's gonna become a conversation of tire saving as the field mileage is 57 laps. You're gonna see some guys trying to short pit. However, if you get a caution, those drivers are screwed. Whereas some guys that might be tempting to stay out as usual this time by, we see a pretty split decision. Some drivers taking the top, some drivers taking the bottom. As we see somebody hitting the wall, and as we see I-95 stock up on the start finish line.
It's interesting to see. Ortiz picks the outside here.
Yep, he might want more traction because you also have more control on the outside of the guy alongside of you. You take out all of that side force from this case called Wilson, and maybe make him tight or loose, and you make him lose a lot of time, and you also get the better drive off the corner into the back straightaway. As the field comes into turn 4, that pace car is going to pull a hard left once again. And let's hope this time I nailed the green flag because last time I didn't. So let's try to make it better. Drivers talking on the voice chat. Let's see when Carlos Ortiz decides to go. Remember, the restarts are under the leader's control. Green flag. We're racing again at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. As the outside lane gets a way better restart than the inside lane. Three abreast in the first 2 turns. Michael Gregory on the outside, Cole Clausen on the middle, and Jacob Clarion on the points leader. On the inside, as we see 4 abreast, and we see almost a wreck with a 34.
Oh, they're wrecking again.
Somebody.
Yep.
Looks like they saved it.
Yeah, that Clovis Shepard is involved in that mess as we complete the first lap of green flag racing at the Homestead-Miami Speedway.
Carlos Ortiz remains in the lead. Cole Wilson second. Tristan Herculot's close behind, and look at that, coming back from a suspension. Ronan Suarez already up to 4th.
Yep, that break has worked a lot for Ronan Suarez, as we see him in the top 5 at this racetrack.
Here comes Tobin looking to the inside of Jacob Clarino. Michael Gregory in tow behind him. He's looking to take it 3 wide through the middle on 3.
Yep, still 3 abreast as we come to the start finish line, and it seems they're gonna keep it like this going into turn 1.
Both of them, well, Clarino, he'll take off through 1 and 2. He gets an easy clear off of both of them. Michael Gregory still alongside of Tobin. Here comes Clausen now looking on the outside, trying to gain.
Yep, Cole Clausen is gonna take all he's gonna side drive the 65, and he's gonna be the only one around the top 10 to go to the top of the racetrack. Now you give up time at the entry of the corner, but as we mentioned before, you gain a lot of time at the exit of the corners doing that lane because of the more banking. Therefore, you get and also in the outside lane you get the wheel straight sooner. Therefore, you get it and you make the straightaways longer. So that increases the speed and the momentum of your car.
Look at this battle for second. You just saw Herklotz looking to the inside of Cole Wilson. Now he's falling into the clutches of Ronan Suarez. Suarez will back off. Herklotz looks to the outside of Wilson. Oh, single fire off the turn 3.
And this is somebody hitting the wall from back there. They come into turn 1 once again. Cole Wilson, I wonder if he's setting tires or if he's just lacking the short run speed. Last year he was out of the championship 4 guys. He was the 3rd fastest among the championship 4 drivers. He ultimately won the championship on a short run. So let's see if he can improve that short run speed because he's 1.3 seconds behind Carlos Ortiz.
He's definitely got to take care of his tires on the short run because, as we said at the top of the show, this is one of his worst racetracks, especially with saving tires. He's already pretty bad at saving tires in general. You come to Homestead, he about got lapped in a 40-lap race here. So he's definitely going to be slowing these short runs, trying to keep the tires on it. Hopefully for him, though, he can start reeling these guys back in. But look at this gap by Ortiz, 1.2 seconds already.
Yep, in his home racetrack, that is really special to be able to lead these laps in Miami, and would be even more special to win at this track. However, it's lap 11 still of 100. There is still a long way to go, and this track is really characterized by having a lot of comers and goers.
There's no better race to be leading than your home track, especially in the fashion of Ortiz. But as you said it, Ortiz isn't really too known for saving his tires. He has been getting better recently, but that's something he will have to look out for. He cannot just full push these first few laps because he will be feeling them in about 10 more.
Yep, and it's calling my attention how much Michael Gregory is running that outside lane compared to the other guys. Gregory, the 87 Red Bull machine, now he goes to the bottom. Kind of jigs it there, but he's been getting a lot of drive off the corners. Now he wants to go to the bottom to try to seek something different to maybe get by David Tobin in the 65.
And he's been hounding Tobin for quite a while. It's been about 5 laps. He's been stuck behind him looking for any way he can get past. He's going to look to the inside here. Just really been struggling trying to get past that 65 running the outside.
Yeah, now he seems to have gotten closer, casually running that inside lane compared to the outside lane, with side by side between the Monster Energy cars.
Yeah, CJ Erdman and Aiden Hall's going at it right now, trying to decide who's the better color, orange or green. CJ Erdman right now in the 8 car, he'll pull ahead and prevail off that battle. Here comes Sean Hilkowitz, though, coming from back through the field.
Yeah, Sean Hilkowitz was really fast in the coverage at Bristol last week, but got involved in a race during the race. A really unfortunate result for Sean. He's knocking on the door of the top 10.
Speaking of knocking on the door, here's Cole Clausen now to the inside of Michael Gregory. Maybe the 87 starting to fall off a little bit. You mentioned earlier he's running the top so much. Clausen clears him for now, but will Gregory be able to get the run off?
Yeah, but Cole Clausen using
Gregory just mentioned this car is a boat to drive, so he is not liking the handling of his race car. He's looking for a caution soon to find some way to loosen up his car.
Yeah, as he goes side by side with Cole Clausen in the front straightaway.
Oh, big block from Aiden Halls on Sean Hilkowitz. Hilkowitz up into the wall. 2 wide, 2 rows deep behind.
The Sean Hilkowitz is the 88 Henry car machine. As Cole Clausen moves to the bottom of the racetrack now, you don't want to be pulling those blocks early in the race because you get people mad and they might race you worse than they usually would. We mentioned this at Sonoma early this season. As Sean Hilkowitz now is running right up against the wall, gets a great run off the corner, and he's going to try to pass Michael Gregory and CJ Erdman. 3 abreast.
Yeah, Hilkowitz, he has been flying through these guys. But, man, this is a hornet's nest. Look at Chase Matuszewski to the inside of Aiden Holzman.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of guys in this group. I don't know if that is what you want.
Cole Clausen off the outside. He'll prevail off CJ Erdman. Sean Hilkowitz now looking to the outside. Matuszewski back behind him, got on the apron. Him and Aiden Holz will shoot up the racetrack in 3.
Yep, the old center of 10 is trying to pass Aiden Holz here on the front side. They're going to try to side jump him. Now he's going to have the shorter distance around the track and maybe make the pass coming into turns 1 and 2.
Back to the front of this pack. Sean Hilkowitz gets clear. Moving back forward. Michael Gregory makes contact.
Whoa,
and about to go.
3 cars involved in this crash. 4 now.
We car flipping.
Man. Michael Gregory got tight off of turn 2. Contact with Cole Clausen. Both of them hit the wall, bounced off the wall, and around they went. And Cole Clausen's car is destroyed.
Yeah, really misfortune for the drivers, the 87, as well as for Cole Clausen. And also the 35 of Downey. He got involved in the wreck way after he was done with. And also Chase in the 07 car. So we're going to be looking at the replay now. See what happens.
Oh, yeah. Michael Gregory just got a little too tight, came up into Clausen, just the slightest bit of contact. And there she went. And, man, Gatlin Downey, I don't believe he could see anything going through the smoke. Had no idea there was a car there.
Yep, and didn't get it slowed down enough time. So that also plays a factor into it. We see a helicopter view of the wreck.
That's what about to come to pit stops. I think everybody's coming down pit road here.
Yeah, and here they come down to Eli.
Well, since Eli Franklin's microphone is not working, we are gonna do the job. Carlos Ortiz, Christian Carclox, and everybody does their job, as we are gonna leave it now to Eli Franklin once again.
It's working, just I'm racing, so I can't see how everything's going on in front of pit road. It seems like I've seen everybody takes 4 tires here just because it's tire fall off is insane here at this track. As fuel here, it still won't make it to the end, but make it a shorter pit stop near the end of this race.
Well, Ronald Suarez didn't take tires, he just took fuel. I wonder how that's gonna affect him in the 11 car.
Oh boy. You also gotta wonder if no tires, if he did take no tires, the wheels spin on the restart, especially if tires are changing cycles.
Not only the wheel spin, whichever lane you're at, you're gonna stop it, but you don't. No individual driver cares about whether they're gonna suck up the whole row behind them. They just care about themselves, and this might be he might be pulling a strategy here. He's risking it all, and let's see how it affects him. However, you already saw some fall off. Excuse me. Already 20 laps within the run, so it's gonna be interesting to see this restart.
You also gotta wonder if you get a caution about, I don't know, 10 laps, it could be beneficial for Suarez because you only have 3 sets of tires here. Everybody's using 1 set. They want to use another set in 10 laps. So if he gets a caution about 10, maybe 15 laps, he could come down pit road and everybody else has to stay out due to only having 2 sets of tires left.
Yeah, he's gonna, as you said, he's gonna have more sets left than everybody else, or the same sets, but younger tires, thicker tires, and therefore you're gonna perform better. And this racetrack is really wide, so you can make up all that track position. We are gonna come into the second restart of the night, second caution of the day here, lap 20 of 100 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Ronald Suarez has the control of the field in the bottom lane in the 11 car. Green flag back underway, we're racing at Homestead once again.
And the outside, Carlos Ortiz did not get a good jump. Here comes Herklotz, already top of 3 wide. And look at Cole Wilson looking for the lead.
Yeah, Cole Wilson seems he's gonna fly by Ronald Suarez, and he takes the lead for the first time.
But he had a bobble. Here comes Davian Tobin. He gets cleared for the lead. Cole Wilson not happy. Middle finger out the window from the 22. Here comes Ortiz now 4 wide into turn 3.
4 wide into turn 3. Now 3 upbreaks coming out of turn 4. Davian Tobin leads his race.
And they are still 3 wide back behind them. Jacob Clarino in the middle. Carlos Ortiz was just dominating the race. He is falling back through the field. But look at Hilkowitz around the outside. They are still 3 wide off turn 2.
Yeah, Carlos Ortiz got a really bad restart on that launch, and he has dropped from second all the way down to P7.
Oh,
P5,
but he just had a bobble. Just had a bobble in the middle of 3 and 4, about cleaned out him and Clavino. They'll hang on to it, but Sean Hilkowitz, he'll get the better end of that battle and pull away from that pack.
How about Sean Hilkowitz? What a great restart he got. He is now in 4th place, and he's gonna be hunting this leader soon.
He also had a bobble though. Here comes Ortiz back to the inside.
Yeah, he's being stuck on the inside now. Let's see if he can complete the pass on that 88 Chevy. As we see, the 70 of Ethan McMillan hitting the wall there a little bit in the front straightaway. Now coming into turn 1. We see We see 2x2 across the field. From fourth on back, Carlos Ortiz is gonna door almost Sean Hulkwich.
Absolute dogfights back through this field, but don't forget about the 2 leaders. Cole Wilson is hounding the back bumper of the 65 of Tobin. Cole just waiting any moment for the 22 to pounce.
Jack, you wanna make him tense to make a mistake, and you just get the easiest pass ever, as we are on lap 25 of this exciting race.
TJ Erdman side by side with Aiden Holes. Holes will clear back up, but here comes Clarino now. You got a monster, 3 monster cars nose to tail, all fighting for position in the turn 3.
Yep, this is the Monster Energy Chase competition. As he German leads them all. In front of Aiden Holes and Clarino, who are fighting for position.
Back up front, Cole Wilson has made the pass on Davian Tobin. New leader of this race, your defending series champion, Cole Wilson now off turn 2.
Yep, a win would be huge for the 22 team CWR. After the misfortunes they have had earlier this season, they will be able to bounce back from a 13 points deficit, being 5th in the standings. As we see, the 3 Monster Energy cars still fighting for position here. Now the action has gotten a little bit more stale. We should say Jacob Clarino. What's happening with him? He's slowing down. Can slow down to at least outside the top 15.
Big issue with Clarino. We're gonna have to go check to see what happened. Just some contact though in turn 1. Matuszewski got punted out the way by Daniel Silva.
Brakes taking for the 33 of Clarino, the points leader.
Unfortunate sight for for Jacob Clarino. I believe he runs Logitech pedals, and that's what happens when you run that. But back through the field, here we go, 3 wide. Oh, look at that, run back again.
2 cars involved, caution is out.
It's the other MNF car, Ethan McMillan, once again collected in an incident.
And this is the perfect caution for Suarez.
McMillan said he got loose and tapped Gregory.
Yep.
That is not what happened. I mean, Gregory just makes a mistake into the wall and nowhere for Ethan McMillan to go.
Yep. Michael Gregory just bounced off the wall. And I collected Daniel Shillatu, who was making his return in FedEx. Well, we may have to speak in present because he hasn't have that much damage. He might just have a little bit on the fender and he will be able to get back going.
What do you guys expect here? Because everybody's all using a set of tires. We ran about 8 to 10 laps. I didn't take tires that stop. Near the Suarez. I expect us to come out. What do you think the rest of the field does? Do they think they have to stay up on 2 sets left?
I mean, yeah, if you guys can make it on 1 more stop on fuel, I want to stay out here. I don't see a reason to come in and top off once again, or even waste a set here, but it's going to be interesting. Cole Wilson's going to be the deciding factor. I believe most of the field is going to do whatever he does.
Yep, and you might only want to pit if you're behind, but as you said, Cameron and Eli, you might burn a set of tires, and if the cautions don't fall the right way, you're going to be screwed for the rest of the race.
Michael Gregory the first to bring it into pit road, but he had an issue. Jacob Clarino also had an issue. Daniel Sila. Yeah, so most guys stayed out like we predicted.
Yep, I wonder if Jacob Clarino is pitting for his brake pedal sticking or just to get new tires, or might be both.
Was a perfectly timed caution for Clarino. But how about we go bring in our race leader, looking to gain some points. Let's go speak to Cole J. Wilson. Cole Wilson, you took the lead on that restart. Well, lost it instantly though with an issue. Took it back. How are you feeling about the rest of the race so far?
Feeling pretty good. I don't know if that was the right strategy to pit as early as we did. I think since everyone else should accept Suarez, we should be okay. And yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good right now. Just gonna try to save my stuff and be that at the end.
Well, how were your tires feeling at the end of that first run? Do you feel like you still could move forward, or do you feel like you were about to go all the way to the back?
Oh, I felt really good. I was running down Ortiz at the end of it. And I was gapping Herklotz and Clarino, so I felt good, and we're just going to have to keep doing that. I burned him up a little bit too much, juice cone, at the start of the second run, but I think we'll be okay.
All right, that is Cole Wilson, everybody. From the sounds of that interview, man, you unfortunately may be a threat to win the race. Good luck for the rest of the night.
Thank you. Jacob Carino, hopefully the CWR number 33 team, they went behind the wall under that caution. Hopefully they are back out in time. They have pedal issues.
He's now back on the racetrack. Let's see if they have solved that issue. DNF will be costly for the points leader.
And there he is. That will be a story to keep an eye on.
Yep. Third caution of the night, lap 32. We're going to restart on lap 33 of 100. We're going to be coming to lap 33, as I should say. Cole Wilson is the leader. Devin Towing picked the inside lane, surprising choice. That's going to leave Christian Herklotz in the 00 machine with the lead of the outside lane. As the pace is going to pull a hard left into the pits. Sun setting down at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Cole Wilson controls the restart. Back on the green at Homestead. What a great launch from the east side lane. Devin Towing might have a better restart than Christian Herklotz. He goes back to second, and Sean Hulk is trying to make the outside lane work once again. Let's keep an eye on those guys on new tires, Cameron.
Yeah, but right now, I tell you, that 88, he's going to be one to watch. Way out to the outside, on Herklotz now. He's been moving his way through the field. I believe he qualified 13th. Already fighting for third right now.
That's we see German hitting the wall in that A car. Lap 30. Cole Wilson still leading by 1/10 over Devin Towing. As we see the most 20 cars are heading Holmes and C. German side by side once again. And we have Ryan Kilbashian on the bottom to try to make it 3 wide. Thinks better of it.
And look at Matuszewski behind them. He's flying up to Kilbashian, top of 3 right now with 2 other cars. They'll continue that way, but man, the way Matuszewski was flying through, I thought he was on tires for a moment as well.
Yeah, and how about Daniel Sheila involved in that previous race that brought the previous caution? Not that damaged. These guys actually took tires under that pit stop, so you're going to have a performance gain after that's coming on at the Homestead-Miami Speedway.
Matuszewski just got walled by Sila. Man, that 56 is all over the racetrack right now, trying to find some real estate. They'll hang on to it going into 3.
Yeah, now 2 abreast, as we're going to be looking at Carlos Ortiz and Christian Herklotz fighting for P5, P4.
And 3 wide behind them. Look at the car on the inside. That's Ronan Suarez on the fresh tires. He will be there in just a matter of time.
Yeah, Ronan Suarez. And then, guys, they have to hurry up, however, because you don't want to get a caution and have these guys pit while not having the track position. Also, should we have a green flag run, Ronan Suarez and the drivers that pitted under that last caution, they're going to be able to extend their field and run a few laps. If a caution comes out during the pit cycle, that is also going to benefit them.
Suarez now looking to the inside of Herklotz. He's there, going to be dead even off of turn number 2. A little bit of a slide from the 11. He hangs on to it, still side by side down the back straightaway.
Yeah, despite hitting the wall, Christian Herklotz gets a better run off the corner. Ronan Suarez gets a spot, however, on the inside lane. P5 for the 11 car. As he's going to be hunting Carlos Ortiz now. And as we see, this 2x2 battle here in the middle of the pack.
It's been an absolute jungle back through the field. I mean, every time you look back at him, there's someone just in an absolute brawl with someone else. We're seeing that battle start to continue up towards the front now. Carlos Ortiz had a run on Ronan Suarez. Suarez now flies the back bumper of the 88.
And how about the 24 of William Franklin now? And they were 3 abreast for a moment. Now they are 2 wide. Coming off turn 4, coming to the start-finish line as Ronan Suarez is going to make the pass for P3 over Sean Hulkridge.
Yeah, me and Suarez are here on fresh tires. We're just flying through the field.
Yep, must be really enjoyable indeed as Ronan Suarez is going to try to hunt Devin Tobin.
Suarez is about 5/10 faster a lap right now than the leaders. He's already to the back bumper of Tobin. Had a little bit of a bobble off of 3, and now he's slots back in line.
Making sure Ronan Suarez that he also keeps care of those tires. You don't want to even out those tires by pushing way too much. Along with the guys that did not pit on that last caution. As he's going to make the move for P2.
Easy clear through 3 and 4 for Ronan Suarez. Now just 1 lap, I believe only 1 lap before he gets the Cole Wilson. And that 11 car goes back to the lead here at Homestead.
Maybe even less.
Opens at about 5 laps.
Maybe even less for Ronan Suarez. He made that pass so easily with David Tobin. You could put a chimpanzee on the wheel of that car and they would have still made the pass. Now he's going to hunt Cole Wilson.
I'll go to the outside here. An easy pinch and pass for Ronan Suarez. New leader here at Homestead. Ronan Suarez in the 11.
Yep, at the racetrack where he got his suspension now, he comes back at Miami and leads the race. What a turn of events for this driver of the 11 car.
Battle back through the field. Ryan Kobashin put a big block on Matuszewski. He'll drive away. Now we look back even further. 3 wide for a moment, not anymore. Zane Rahman will get clear of that battle.
Yep, Zane Rahman coming back to FedEx after a short hiatus. He's currently running the 14th position. So you see the battle between Eli Franklin and CJ Ehrman. That will be for the 7th place.
Erdman back to the inside, but Franklin on those fresher tires, he's just going to be able to pull around that outside and drive back away. Look back at this though, Matuszewski back to the inside of Kobashin, and C-Line, he'll be looking to make a move on that as well.
Yeah, but now Daniel Schiller wants to join the battle, and we see now 3 abreast between the 21, the 10, and the 56 of Daniel Schiller.
Yeah, how about that move by Clover Sepper? Just went up to the outside, passed them both in 1 corner, and he's going to set his eyes on Matuszewski now for the 21st. No, that's not 21st, for 10th. Oh, Sepper's a lap down.
Yep. He might be able to gain the lap by himself. It's only 1 lap down, so should a caution come out, he's in the lucky dog position. And if he doesn't come out with how fast she's going, she might be able to get back on the lead lap just on pure pace.
I just got told by my spotter that the field window is open now, so if you pit here full tank, you should make it.
We'll see how much longer these drivers go. I don't expect anyone to pull off this early. I feel like it's a little too short of a run for them to peel off. As we see some contact down the front straightaway.
Yeah, but that will be Ryan Kilbashian and Daniel Shella having an intense battle here. We see Roman grabbing the popcorns and just witnessing this battle.
There's Herklots to the inside of Carlos Ortiz in 3 and 4. We saw Ortiz leading most of the race early on. He lost some of the track position. It's been a struggle for him to get back through the field. He's going to be looking for some more, though, in his home field.
Yeah, he lost the lead on that restart there on lap on the second caution. And he just hasn't gotten the lead back since then. He's seeking to get a win at his home race. So he will be his first Grand National win, his first ever. Both between Grand National and the Cup Series win.
He's been in the series for quite a while. He's had quite a few close calls. I think back to season 3 Daytona, the second race in the Cup Series, he had a phenomenal job controlling the lanes. Just unfortunately didn't work out for him. Ortiz is definitely a capable driver of winning a race in this series. Just hasn't made enough races and hasn't had enough luck. He's been showing some great speed recently, though.
Yep, was leading at was with the leaders at Charlotte. Ultimately came home with a top 10 finish in that race. How about Sean Hulkwich? Before in the race, I was seeing him riding that wall really, really well. You couldn't even put a paper between the wall and the car. It was just also how he was riding, and now he's gonna go a little bit lower than I guess usual through this corner. But he's been making that lane work all night long.
Definitely really impressive to be able to do that. It's so hard to, you see guys in real life, they're literally right against the wall. iRacing, it just does not work the same. Most of the time, if you get up there, it ends up being slower. So it's really impressive Hopewitz has been able to get up there and make it work.
Indeed, as we see Clara Shefford trying to get her lap back from misfortune early in the race. She's gonna get by Carlos Ortiz. And also you want to be, well, it doesn't apply in this case, but if there were more cars a lap down, you would want to be as ahead as possible from as many leaders as possible. That way you depend on less drivers from pitting, not pitting. Whereas if you're just at the back, we're just talking about Sean Hulkwich, he hits the wall there. If someone stays out, you cannot take it away from him, you still go a lap down. However, that is not her case. She would be on the lead lap should a caution come out.
Take a look at this battle for second. CJ Erdman almost got clear of Eli Franklin, had it checked up. That's really going to hurt his run. He's going to try to clear up again. Not able to do it on Knox Thompson. Still side by side. Almost 3 wide into turn 3.
That was still some intense battle for the top 10. So full-time drivers want to gather as many points as possible, especially Knox Thompson, who might be able to take advantage of Jacob Clary's misfortune as we see pit stop happening. 34 are pitting on lap 52. Still see 2x2 there as we exit turn 4, coming to lap 54 of 153, I should say. Now they get single foul. William Franklin still keeps Hank zone for P7.
You have some unfortunate news coming from that 88 car. Sean Hulkwich had no idea there was not a halfway break. He's been pushing his tires and now realizing it was all for nothing. So hopefully for him, he does not start to fall through the field. He's been fast all night long. Finally has some track position, but did not know about the halfway break and might come back to bite him.
Yeah, that is a feature that got removed this season for the Grand National Series, has given us more strategy, as now you're not able to predict the race as much as you'll be able to a season ago. So let's see how much that's going to cost the number 88 machine, that confusion.
Oh, he's actually pitting this time. He just reported. We'll see.
Well-
That's going to open the window for all these guys. We're going to see more cars start to come in.
The pin petting now, that's gonna be the longest green flag run if these fresh tires, if it goes green to the end. That'll be the longest lap of these tires.
And
He's-
let's see how that short pit works, because you might even lose even more with the tire degradation here. Even though tires been track temperature been this cool now, cooling down even more. It might not be as severe as it would be during the day.
Actually, the track temp has picked up since we started the race, only about 2 degrees.
Well, that's gonna be put more punishment. That's gonna put more punishment into the tire steering than it would already have throughout this race.
And also for Hillquist, he cannot afford a caution here. If he gets a caution lap down, and basically, I wouldn't say it's night's over, but the potential for the win is almost out the window, because you have to be you might get the free pass, but him passing the whole field on probably about 30, 40 laps is going to be very hard.
Yeah, and on all tires, you don't want to pit again and run out of tires.
I see it. You can see the difference of fresh tires. He is flying through the field.
Absolutely. I mean, he was alongside CJ Erdman at the end of entry of turn 3. He's already about 10 car lengths ahead and just increasing that gap.
Yeah, but Sean Helkert is just getting everybody out of the way here. It's like, excuse me to everybody as it's coming on those new fresher tires.
A lot of guys not happy with the tire wear. A lot of guys reporting the car being tight. Cole Wilson, I believe he just reported that. Sean Hillquist, though, he seems to be the only one that's fine with it.
Now he hasn't complained at all during that long run he had, despite the confusion with the stage brake, and now with those new tires, he's just flying, as would be expected. We see a battle now between Jacob Clareno, despite that stock brake getting the best out of this mediocre day for this 33 machine, as C. German in the 8 car comes in.
I can win a pit. I'm really excited to see when some of the leaders, Ronan Suarez, Cole Wilson's going to pit. You know, Ronan Suarez is probably going to be on one of the longest runs out of anybody. Actually, his tire difference, I was going to say it's still better. No, he's equaled out with Cole Wilson now, so it's going to be interesting to see when they pit.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about before. You don't want to push the tires too much to where they start evening out with all the tires. However, he has a 4-second lead, so he still has a lot of margin. When Cole Wilson comes in, you can wait 1 lap, 2 laps, and come in to try not to lose the lead from Cole Wilson, Devin Tobin, and Christian Hagwitz, and Carlos Ortiz in the top 5.
Ron Helkowicz is about 2 seconds faster than the field right now, so that just goes to show how much tire fall off there is this race. It really, and it's great to see that. It's going to allow for a lot more strategy. You normally in this series are used to seeing about only a half a second of tire fall off. Not today. Plenty of fall off for these guys tonight.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, really abrasive racetrack here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway as we come to lap 61 of 100.
Riding on board with Jacob Clareno. Let's look at... Oh, never mind.
As we see Keegan Shelton right behind me, supposedly on new tires. He was the driver to pit the earliers and cannot to open the green flag cycle. However, he's 2 laps down in P21, so not really a factor for the winning of this race. As see, when I saw him in my own camera, he just flew by Jacob Clareno right there.
Also, if these guys stay out longer, it makes their tires last longer near the end of this race. So, as we saw in the Cup race, pits, being able to know when to pit to get advantage of tires, but also save enough. That's what I heard Knox Thompson's come in this time. But it's very important to know when it's time to pit and when it's time to stay out and hope these tires when you come down pit road is much better than guys that already pitted and short pitted.
Yeah, but you don't want to give up too much time staying out long. If you give up too much time, that means having to make up all those spots, and you might just not have the time to make up all that ground, and also you wear out the tires even faster. So by pushing, so you might not even gain those spots on pure pace. As Knox Thompson, as Eli Franklin mentioned before, comes into the pits, and as Sean Hulkwich is gonna get his lap back. He's riding that outside lane beautifully.
Cole Wilson's in the pits.
Yeah, how about that? The 22 machine in second place. First out of the guys that didn't pin that caution.
That puts the pressure on Suarez. When does he come down? Does he have to come down next time as to see him pit, or is he going to stay out longer and see if maybe like he did this past stop, stay out longer and use fresh tires to catch him?
Suarez, with that gap he built on that run, he has about 2 or 3 laps where he can stay out and still retain the lead over Cole Wilson. But yeah, like you said, Eli, it's going to be interesting to see. He actually pulls it in this time by.
Yep, it comes immediately into the pits. Darren Talbot, let's see what he does. He's going to stay out on the racetrack. No, he's going to come in to the pits once, along with Brontosaurus.
Matazowski's in too. I'm surprised none of these guys want to try to get an overcut or undercut on each other. They all just follow each other in. Almost an incident for whoever that was sliding into the pits.
Yeah, you don't want to be caught speeding. Coming into the pits, that is going to be a drive-through if that is the case. And practical terms, race over. Unless you get a caution, because you're going to go a lap down definitely with that penalty.
Just ask Cole Wilson about that. He's had that issue before. Now, this is where it's going to be really interesting to see how much of a gap does Sean Hilkowitz have on the field, and how long until Ronan Suarez, Cole Wilson, and friends will equal out on tires. How long can we see Sean Hilkowitz stay out in the lead once everything cycles through?
Yeah, we're going to have to do some tire saving to just be able to have the grip to hold off these guys.
He's about a straightaway ahead of Ronan Suarez now. He'll be about a second off pace. It's going to be really interesting to see.
Yep, let's compare the lap times of Sean Hulkwich and Ronan Suarez. As you can hear, the tires bleeding from Sean Hulkwich on the onboard camera. Sean Hulkwich 34.7, Ronan Suarez 34.6 for Sean Hulkwich, 33.9 for Ronan Suarez.
Cole Wilson behind him ran a 33.6.
Yeah, that's the benefit of having pitted earlier in this car in particular. You have harder tires, so you have more grip in the short run. Carlos Ortiz coming into the pits.
Yeah. Jacob Clarino now. We saw him pull some strategy that ended up getting him the win at Rockingham. Let's see what he does this time around. He's going to stay out this time. He will lead this lap.
Yep, laps led. Most laps led only give you points. 1 lap led doesn't give you a point. So you still wants to see a caution. Stay out to see a caution and try to get the new tires and be an advantage on a hypothetical race compared to the other drivers.
Loreno reports he'll come in this lap. Rojan Koch reports he comes in this lap. So that will cycle the lead back to Sean Hilkowitz this time by.
Yep, there it is. Jacob Clarino coming into the pits.
The pace was actually, sorry there, Cherry. how much of the pace is actually Suarez from the fresh tires from before, or is it from the fresh tires, or is it actual natural pace?
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see, as Cole Wilson might even catch him if Cole Wilson is fast enough. That time around, only 31 thousandths of a second, Cole Wilson was faster than Ronan Suarez in the 11 car.
Both these guys are a full second faster than Sean Hilkowitz. I don't believe Hilkowitz has any chance against these guys at holding anyone off.
You never know. He might be able to hold off Ronan Suarez, and Cole Wilson might be just rubbing his hands all together and just be able to have better tires and have a better race car overall. And once he gets past, hypothetically, these both of those guys just pull away immediately. Yeah. Still, he's catching up on Ronan Suarez. He's 8 tenths away now, behind him.
Yeah, 2 tenths faster that time by, and that gap is only going to close even more once Suarez catches up to Hilkowitz.
That gap is just closing and closing really quick, like a dinosaur just chasing a dog. Darren Towin still in P4. Green flag cycle is completed. We have several drivers and several tire ages. Some drivers have all the tires like Sean Holkich in that 88 HendrickCars.com machine. If our broadcaster wants to focus on the leaders now, because we might see a battle real soon. Coming out of turn 2 now. I'm sorry, it's the wall there a little bit. Once again in the wall. You don't want to see that if you're a Ronan Suarez fan.
They're only about 8 tenths faster, but it doesn't matter. Here comes Suarez looking to the back bumper of the 88. How much do we see Sean Hilkowitz defend?
Yep, that is the question everyone is asking. Lap 75 of 100 here, side by side for the lead coming to turn 1.
Hilkowitz tries to get a pinch on Suarez, but stood no chance. Easy clear back for the lead for the 11.
Yep, just easy pass for Ronan Suarez, as Eli Franklin now is going to unlap himself from Cole Wilson.
And Cole Wilson is not going to be too happy with that one. Might have screwed up his line a little bit. He gets dirty air blocked now by Sean Hilkowitz. A big time loss for Cole Wilson on that lap. He is absolutely not going to be pleased.
No, he will not, as he will make the pass for P2.
Even with all that, still a 10th faster than Ronan Suarez. This battle for the lead will be heating up in just a few laps' time.
Yeah, now you wonder, do you want to start doing qualifying laps to try to get close to Ronan Suarez from Cole Wilson's perspective, or do you want to save your tires and let Ronan Suarez do the tire burning?
On board with Cole Wilson. Look at how much will he's putting in. Actually, for Cole Wilson standards, not too bad. He's doing pretty good right now. He's trying to make his way through the field. I believe he's trying to let Eli Franklin go though.
Now Cole Wilson right there in P2, 12 points. 13, as you say, behind the points leader, Yoko. That might change after tonight. How about Saint Roman? Let's, as the battle for the lead gets a little bit stale, let's talk about the 6-car Saint Roman. He's running P8 right now. However, he has really old tires, so he's getting just caught by Carlos Ortiz, who has thicker tires than him. And let's see if he can hang on for a top 10 finish, as we have 12 cars on the lead lap.
Eli Franklin finally gets past Cole Wilson, and Ronan Suarez has actually re-extended that gap, pulled about 2 tenths through all that whole ordeal. Cole Wilson, once again, not going to be a happy camper about all that.
No, he will not. There's also, you might wonder if that one lap tire difference between these two might be costing Cole Wilson time. As Darren Tobin is catching Sean Hulkrich fast for P3.
3/10 slower that time by for Cole Wilson.
We might want to have a look at the battle as we are getting shown for P5. CJ Herman, Christian Herclox, and Max Tyson. These three guys in this battle. Cole Wilson might be praying for a caution now. That might happen in this group if they race dirty enough.
We got CJ Erdman and Christian Herclox, two guys that's known for fairly clean racing, except with the exception of last season at Michigan for CJ Erdman. But he has Knox Thompson behind him and Rojan Coca-Cola on fresh tires. He's going to try to find a way to get through.
Yeah, I mean, he was just I'm a little pissed right now. And yeah, I mean, trying to unlap himself. Maybe he gets a caution as he almost door bangs the 8 car of CM. Maybe he tries to get his lap back and gets the late lap, and with possible chaos as this race is finished, might be able to fight for a better position than what he said right now. He's right now P19, a lap down. As we see, Knox Thompson getting a little bit tight on C. Herman. C. Herman is not going to be happy about that one.
Once again, for update on Cole Wilson, 3/10 slower than Suarez at that last time by. He absolutely will need a caution if he wants to get back in this race.
Yep, he will need a caution and to hang up the helmet as we see some crazy things happening with the 34 and the 8.
Yeah, Erdman had a huge slide off the turn 2, hangs on to it. That battle was not for position, but that 8 car is flying back through the field.
Yep, Cammy Chandler, Lucas King funded the car, and he's paying dividends right now.
Yeah, very unfortunate for that, but you know that 8 car will speed up later on.
Yep. Now he's riding the wall there a little bit. As we see a battle between Ethan McMillan and the 89 of, I believe, Landon Johnson. It is Landon Johnson for P16. Cole Wilson was 3/10, almost 3/10 lower that time by that Ronan Suarez. So
he's in the wall twice on the front stretch. Well, in the back stretch, Cole Wilson is. He hit the wall going on the front, back stretch. So this car could be really falling off, it seems.
As we might want to look at P3 and 4 because Darian Tobin might be able to make the pass for P3. He comes into turn 1. He's going to dive it to the inside of that top lane. Going to get the better roll off the corner.
Oh,
they're still going to be side by side. Yep.
Milkwitz caught the wall, lost all of his momentum. Tobin gets the slight edge down the straightaway. He'll slide it on into 3 and 4. Clears for now, and let's see what Hilkwitz can do around the outside.
Yep, next for Jesus being hunted right now, Sean Hilkwitz. Ethan McMillan gets unleft himself from Hilkwitz. Christian Hilkwitz is going to try to catch that 88 machine.
Just ahead of him, Michael Gregory and Ryan Kilbashian a lap down, but they were going at it before he blinked out. Gregory was not too happy. Had some comments for Sebastian over the radio. He'll get clear now and drive away.
Yeah, but the unfortunate race for the 87 machine got involved in that. Well, actually, he got involved in 2 of the cautions, which put him in his situation right now, about 15th, a lap down. As we see Aaron Cole versus Rajon Coke here, I believe that is full position. As they come out of turn 4, Rajon Coke in a weird lane, just taking the apron and going to the very inside of the racetrack.
Both of them went as low as they possibly could down the front straightaway. I mean, that's a line you don't see anywhere except for GTA racing, as we have one car in the wall off turn 2.
Yeah, that's the lane to do if you want to get hot dogs at the infield. You don't do that at the race during a race. So we see Carlos Ortiz and Guillermo fighting for position.
Been an up and down day for Carlos Ortiz. We talked about him earlier before. He was running up front, leading a bunch of laps, and like we said earlier, lost the track position.
Whoa.
Never got it back. Runs into the back of CJ Erdman. Let's see what Erdman is going to have to say about that. Ortiz is going to look to the inside.
Yeah, Carlos Ortiz getting really ferocious behind that wheel. As we were mentioning earlier, now see German blocking. Carlos Ortiz is not going to be happy about that either. As Jacob Clarendon is just rubbing his hands and wanting them to keep going because he wants to get those points.
And further ahead, we got contact in turn 1. Aiden Hose has put Keegan Sullivan into the wall.
We might see some beef here.
There was an
That's something sports does not want to see.
There was an issue with them off of turn number 4. Aiden Halls came over the radio, said if that's how you want to race, so be it. And then went into turn number 3, no regard, shot them both right into the outside wall.
Yeah, we have Ronald Suarez saying Wallahi right now. I'm praying to back grab because he doesn't want to see a caution. He has a comfortable 3.7 lead right now. How about Ronald Suarez though? You got suspended at this racetrack last season for a incident with Alexander Ortega, who was the dominant car on the Championship 4 last year at this same racetrack. And you come back to the Homestead-Miami Speedway and you're 8 laps away from a possible win in the Grand National Series.
Yeah, sort of a full circle moment. I mean, Aiden Holes is, I'm going to interrupt that story. Aiden Holes, once again, is beefing with someone else. Someone apparently tried to bite him. I'm going to assume it's the 34. Don't hang on, Ronan Suarez. It's not official yet.
Nope, it is not. As we have some mad drivers on this field right now.
Oh, Tobin Horton to the wall. Seems to keep going.
All these guys, they're just digging up all they got. Only got 7 laps to go. And like you said, Ronan Suarez is just praying to the Mac grab that nobody brings out an incident. Aiden Holes almost ran into the back of Knox Thompson with Carlos Ortiz in tow.
Yep. Right now, these guys do have their teeth tightened together because they might be in the wreck too if a wreck would happen.
Aiden Holes is closing on that 34. Well, he was. Man, these guys are about to wreck each other. Almost some contact between the 48 and the 10.
Yep, Carlos Ortiz wanted to block the outside lane to just have not be alongside Knox Thompson. Thought better of it and stuck to the inside, and now he's side by side with Aiden Halls in the 78.
Yeah, and
And
that's
now he's close
78.
to Keegan Shelton. Oh man.
Yeah,
Grab the popcorn
Ronan
because we might
Suarez.
see some
Ronan
wild
Suarez better
stuff.
run and hide. Gets clear for now of the 34.
Yep. But the battle's still going. It's gonna get a little bump,
Oh,
a little push.
yeah, I think Aiden Halls actually forgot which pedal was the go pedal. Might have hit the wrong one down the straightaway as they're going to make
And-
contact.
Yep.
And look
I
at
did not
Jacob
know this-
Florino. He is a sprain that it does not happen around him. 3 wide into turn 1.
Yep. He's gonna door Keegan Shelton in the 34.
Oh, and
After,
big tight moment between the monster cars.
yeah, Monster Energy doesn't want to see three of their cars just wrecked at the same time. Sending Hall hits the wall.
And Ronan Suarez, he is trying to run these last 3 laps as fast as he possibly can. I mean, it's only a matter of time before someone gets into someone.
Yeah, he's just trying not to see a caution. As I might want to take a look at the leader, as we are showing the Monster Energy cars. 2 laps to go this time by. But his Ron Suarez is coming in turns 1 and 2 now. So
There
you
goes
might
the
have,
34 though, contacted to the
Well.
wall of poles. Ronan Suarez is halfway down the back straightaway.
coming into turn 3 now. Well, seemingly Ronald Suarez is gonna come out of turn 4, and it's gonna see the white flag. 1 more lap to go at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. What a performance from Ronald Suarez. He wasn't kind of expected to win here tonight. However, he took tires later than everybody else in that caution. Used halt. He just put the pedal to the metal, took the lead, and never looked back. Coming into the back straightaway, now halfway down the back straightaway, coming into turn 3. This is gonna be indeed a very special win for Ronald Suarez in that Chevrolet. Coming out of turn 4, checker flag for Ronald Suarez, who wins at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. He whips the car around and gets it done in Miami, Florida. Carl Wilson comes in second. Davin Talbot is gonna come in 3rd. Christian Herclox is gonna come in 4th. And Sean Hulkrich has on for a top 5 finish.
How about that for Ronan Suarez? What a performance. The same strategy Jacob Clarino pulled 2 times now gets a driver to victory lane.
Yep, that's right. Is getting a lot of winners in this league. First win of the season, of course, for Ronald Suarez in his first start in season 5 on round 11. What a performance! Everybody comes to congratulate this driver who went from popular to unpopular to popular once again as somebody dies in turn 4, turn 3.
Man, that 8 cars in, and I'm gonna have to pay for that.
Yep, you're gonna have to request the 017 to repair those damages. Gonna burn it down here. Just let's see if he can do a burner. He probably hasn't done one in a long time, at least in this league. He's gonna even leave the right front tire. Wow, incredible. and Hall's gonna join him, and so is CJ Ehrman. Might as well just invite the whole CWRQM crew into this celebration now.
Yep, you got Zayn and Vermont driving the opposite way down pit road. I mean, I've seen that somewhere else before.
Yep. Who's changing blue? Was it Brontosaurus? It seems it was, yeah. Yep. That engine is blue, but it doesn't matter. Still gets a win. And no inspections whatsoever here. So we're gonna get a war with him. So let's see. Yeah, he's in the voice chat. ET Ethan Choller, if you wanna move him, if you wanna do the honors, or Kami Chatter, if you wanna do the honors, I'll move him into the commentary booth for his race winning interview. So Rhinoceros, how about that? You come back into the league halfway through the season and you get the job done, the checker flag. How was it?
Well, I for sure am feeling reminiscent. Um, Honestly, it was a very scary race on my end. Even though it looked like I was really calm and just away from everyone, I was just praying that there was not going to be a caution because I was just not great on that short run.
Yep, we saw some close calls between Eden Halls and Keegan Shelton, and we saw what was the factor behind the decision of taking tires during that, not taking tires during that second to last caution, and then taking tires in that caution. Was it what was it? Well, it was planned, but what was the plan behind that?
Well, I thought that Akasha came out too early, and I honestly kind of misjudged the speed compared to new tires. So I was like, okay, maybe I can hold on. No, I wasn't able to hold on, so I got shafted all the way to the back. But luckily, there was a caution that came out like 10 laps later, so not a lot of people pit because they just wasted a set of tires. So I was like, okay, why don't I just pit? And I just got really lucky on having that really long green flag run, and I just had basically a 10 to 15 lap tire advantage over everyone else. I got super super lucky on that, I will say.
All right, Cammy Chandler, you have a question for him?
Yeah. So you get your first win in FedEx after suspension at the very same racetrack. What kind of momentum does that give you going into the rest of the season? I know you likely are out of championship contention, but how many do you think you could go win again?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, looking at the schedule right now, Michigan is one of my better tracks. I've done very well at Michigan. Actually got my second best finish, a second place at Michigan last season. So I'm looking forward to that. But honestly, I'm just here for the ride. I just want to get some more experience now that I've come back after 10 weeks and see how it goes. Maybe try to crack like the top 15 in points or something.
All right, well, Rhinoceros, want to send any shoutouts?
Yes, I want to shout out friends and family. I want to shout out my freelancing company, Suarez Creations, and also JBL, the primary sponsor of my car. Um, I also want to thank my teammates, CJ, well, the people in my voice chat, CJ, uh, Aiden, and Cole, and Christian Herklotz for not wrecking it up on the final few laps. So, I appreciate them, even though some of them are on different teams. I appreciate them keeping it clean and letting me get this win.
All right, well, congratulations on this week. We don't have any questions for you, whether sadly or fortunately. Go celebrate with your team. See you whatever you race.
All right.
Well, now we're gonna go to second place, Call James Wilson, who almost didn't race because he about failed on exam, but passed it today. So Cole was on P2 at according to you, one of your worst racers. How was it?
Yeah. Man. That's unfortunate. I should have won that race, and I mean, Ronan was on the better strategy. He had a 4-second gap on me because of the new tires, and I hit a lap earlier than him. I had ran him down, and then I got caught. And I mean, I don't I got caught in a lap car, 30 air. It was really disturbed me. That kind of threw away any chance I had to get to him, and then I was just kind of stuck in the bubble, and then just was waiting for a caution. So, man, that's a heartbreaking race, and we lost to a guy that shouldn't even be in the league. So that sucks.
Yep. Very happy, Cole. Unhappy, Cole Wilson. So Cole, you get P2. You were 13 points behind points leader Jacob Clarino. However, with his misfortune, that's gonna most likely get caught to perhaps less than 10 points. How much confidence does that give you coming into Michigan in 3 weeks?
I mean, I know I have speed, and I can win. So, just have to go out there and not wreck.
Cameron, do we have any questions?
Yeah, Cole Wilson. Now you pitted one lap earlier than Suarez, and ultimately, I do think that played a big factor in you losing. Now, do you think you could have stretched out the fuel a little bit longer, the tires a little bit longer to try to hopefully get Suarez to pit before you, so you can go for the overcut?
Oh, I wanted to pit before him because I wanted to undercut it since he was so far ahead. So I still had like 10 laps left of field left. And then as soon as Suarez saw me pit, he took down pit road the next lap. So that was unfortunate. So if he even went one lap longer, I would have gotten the move done, and I don't think he would have gotten past me.
Well, Cole Wilson, we don't have any questions. Congratulations on your second place finish, and see you. I guess in 3 weeks in Michigan, where you got a good run, just got caught in some late race mess.
Yeah, thank you.
And that late race mess was, I believe it was Payson Lynch racing under CJ Ehrman's account, and being you could say reckless at the end of the race. So, anyways, P3. We are gonna go to Devian Tobin if he's there. He's not there, indeed. So next up the order is Christian Herclocks. If we want to move him, of course. So Christian, you got a P4 out of the Homestead-Miami Speedway. You were second in the points before the race started. Now you're probably gonna take the points lead. How was it? All right, thank you. Kevin Canada, do we have any questions?
Hello.
Okay. Just kidding. But if you didn't hear, did you listen to the question? Did you get to listen to the question or?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't loaded in yet.
Okay. I was asking, you're probably gonna get the points lead after this race, after Jacob Clarino's misfortune with his brake pedal. How was it? How was the race?
It was pretty fun. We got to stay in the top 5 for most of the race. Dirty air was pretty bad, but we kind of worked through it. Just mainly saving my stuff, calculating my pit strategy here, and overall just taking care of the car. Had a lot of fun out there. Good win to Ronan Suarez, and yeah.
All right, I don't have an additional question for you, unfortunately, Christian. So let's leave it up to Cameron Chandler. Well, this is quiet. So
Get down.
I have a. Yeah, this is hot. But anyways, I don't have any questions for you. So just congratulations on this result, on taking the points lead. See you at Michigan in 3 weeks. Holy, I'm
All
gonna.
right, thank you.
Next down the order is Sean Helcoach is not here. He doesn't feel like doing an interview, I guess. Carlos Ortiz is also not here. Next Townsend is here, so let's have a chat with him. Ethan Troller, if you so desire. Knox Townsend. P7 out of the Homestead-Miami Speedway. How was it?
Well, I started dead last because I couldn't qualify because I had an EOL, and I just made my way through the field. Didn't nothing really happened. It was just driving the entire time. My brake pedal broke in practice, so I got like 0 practice. But probably the 400 laps of Homesteads I put in with my teammate helped.
Yep. As how much did that practice help you during this race?
It did. We found out a good setup. We adjusted the ratio and stuff, and we used that. It didn't really help me that much because I had to adjust with the brake spring falling off in the middle of practice. But other than that, the practice helped a bit.
All right, commentary is away a little bit. Some issues with his dog. So, uh, congratulations on this top 10 finish. You're probably gonna be end up second on the points coming into the second half of the season. So, wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season, and see you in 3 weeks at Michigan.
Hmm.
Let's see. We have somebody else that finished in the top 10 here. We only gonna interview top 10 drivers. Yep, Jacob Clarino or Jacob Abner. Depends how you call him. ET, young man, please. Jacob Clarino, please, please. Jacob Clarino. We heard some of those an issue with your brake pedal. Describe us, give us more detail about that.
So yeah, it wasn't really too much of an issue all race until it was like a little bit after the first yellow. My brakes started sticking. And it happened to me for like 5 or so laps, and I absolutely took a deep plunge into the back of the field and lost a ton of spots. Then wreck happened in front of me. Then I came in to try to adjust something with my brake pedal. Then came back out, tried to pass some guys with the tires I had. Pitted a little bit late to try to see if I could make up a lot of ground. Didn't really work out, got 8th. Gonna lose the points lead here to Christian, but I'm gonna hope to bring some better pace and so hopefully an issue-free race going to Michigan.
Still, after that, the before mentioned issue, you still come out with a top 10 finish. How much confidence does that give you that in despite of the inconveniences, you still are able to get good results?
I got a lot of confidence coming into Michigan, especially that I've shown pace with the 2-mile intermediates as I got pole in Fontana. Gonna hope to bring the same type of pace as this is another Penske owned facility, and it's nearly identical to Fontana, as it's just smoother and has no bumps. And gonna hope to try bring a top 5 pace next week.
Right. Well, we don't have any more questions for you. So, congratulations on this top 10 finish, and we'll see you in 3 weeks at Michigan.
Thank you. See you guys.
All right, last driver, because we don't have Chase Mozzarellski in the waiting room, is C. German / Terry Labonte. Terry Ehrman, C.
Whoa, what?
Labonte. How was it?
It was good. My teammate Aiden Halls was kind of a weapon and held us up there. Otherwise, I feel like we could have gotten 8th, but ended up 9th. Not too bad. I short pitted. Probably shouldn't have done that because tires just fell off way too much, and I kind of suck at managing tires, so I probably should have taken that into account. But figured we'd get a yellow, but unfortunately we didn't. Congrats to Ronan on a win, though. That's pretty cool for Clear High Racing. Good night overall and a decent points night. Seeing how high up I can get.
How do you see yourself for Michigan in 3 weeks?
Well, last time in season 3 at Michigan, I had a chance to win. If I would have blocked the bottom, I would have won, but I didn't. So, I don't know. We'll go to there. Hopefully, I can get a win. I should be able to run top 5 there. I feel like.
All right. Well, that's the interview. So, congratulations on this top 10 finish, and we'll see you at Michigan in 3 weeks.
Yep. Thanks to CWR for giving me a chance.
All right. Well, that will be interviews for tonight, and that is gonna conclude this broadcast from the Homestead-Miami Speedway. This was a really exciting race with some different strategies coming into play. We ended up having Ronald Suarez as the winner here tonight. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. for the NASCAR Racing FedEx Cup Series race at the same racetrack with more powerful cars, the Gen 4 cars, and with drivers like Cammy Chatter, Matthew White, Brian Cousiker, Ashton Miller, and many more. So long from the Homestead-Miami Speedway. That's about the most awful commentary I've ever done in my life. Holy fuck.